Let's get our calendars out for the day. So get your book out or be ready to follow along with me. And let's start counting on the first page by tens. I'm going to count with you, but my page is backwards back here, so I'm going to fix that while you're counting. Okay, put your finger on 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. We should be on the other page now. 120, 130, 131, 132, 133, 134. Today's 135. What three numbers is 135? 1, 3, 5. 1, 3, 5. Turning to 10 frames. Here we go, counting. 10, oh, sorry, I was going the wrong way. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 131, 132, 133, 134, and one more makes it 135. Let's look at our 10 frame. The top row's full, so how many are there? 5. The bottom row is all empty. How many are there? 5. So that shows, say it with me, 5 and 5 makes 10. Turn to tally marks. We don't count by tens on this page. We count by fives. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. On all of our counting, there's 100 on this side, then we have to move over here. 105, 110, 115, 120, 125, 130, counting by ones, 131, 132, 133, 134, and today is a slash, 135, so make your slash, and then we can all write 135 at the top. And here's what that looks like, 135. And now we'll turn to our April page. March is over. I drew in my own flower yesterday on the April page. Kind of the same picture as March, but I still see lots of flowers blooming. So yesterday was number 1. Today is number 2. And it's a very special day. It's 2 friends' birthdays. It is Violet's birthday and it's Jacob's birthday on number 2. So I'm going to add 2 balloons on this page. And maybe I'll put a J in one. Who will that be for? Jacob. And a V in the other. That will be for Violet. So there's my 2 balloons. On the same day, they both turned 6 today. Happy birthday to both of you, Jacob and Violet. And we have one other friend that has a birthday in April, so let's get that on the calendar. On April 20th. What does 20 look like? It's a 2 and a 0. It's down here. You'll see 19 and then 20. That's when Dempsey will turn 6 years old. So I'm going to add a balloon on number 20 also. And what letter should I put in the balloon for Dempsey? D. So this one right here, number 20 has a balloon, D for Dempsey. And then today, April 2nd, is Violet and Jacob's birthdays. All right, let's take a look at the thermometer before we turn the page. Do you see that? It's just above the green into the yellow. So we can mark a yellow rectangle here. If you don't have a yellow crayon, you could try to sound out yellow. I grabbed a green crayon. I thought it would have been green. It got warmer, that means. And then we'll turn to the back. And it is very sunny today. I love to see that. So I will mark 1 for sunny. And now it's tied. Partly cloudy and sunny. Yours might be different. We can't do the calendar all together at the same time, so you might have different information, but that's good. You should put down whatever you observe when you're doing your calendar. That's the best way to be really precise. Okay, so now we can close our calendars, and it's time for the estimate jar. Today, I made it tricky. There are cards in here, playing cards. Oops. And those are flat. So that makes it very tricky to estimate. So boys and girls, I forgot to tell you, but whenever I do the estimate jar, it's going to be a number between 0 and 30. So I'm not going to put more than 30 pieces of something in here. So would you want to estimate 45? No, that's bigger than 30. So this group of cards is not more than 30. Okay? So now I will ask you, what is your estimate? And you respond by saying, I estimate that there is. And now let's find out the actual number. Very tricky today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I put 16 cards in there today. How do you write 16? Can you tell me? 6. Oh, that's a little hint. There must be a 6 in it. 16. It's a teen number, so it must have a 1. 16. Can you calculate how far away your estimate was? Let's pretend you estimated there was 19. You'll have to count on from 16 with your fingers and see how far away 19 is. So you would go like that: 16, 17, 18, 19. I was only 3 away. That's not too bad. Let's pretend you estimated there was 9. You would count on from 9 till you get to 16. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I was 7 away. Ooh, tomorrow I better try my estimation skills a little bit better. Boys and girls, before I say goodbye, I wanted to do a couple story problems with you. So if you can make sure that you have your notebook out, you will listen to my story, you'll write the story. Remember, we use open circles for one part of the story, closed circles for another part of the story. And some of them will be getting more, addition problems. some of them will be losing some, subtraction problems. All right, here's the first story. I saw 7 birds outside my door. 7 birds. So before I continue, I want you to do 2 things. Check your work. Make sure you have 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now make sure you did an organized math drawing. We need to be precise mathematicians. So make sure that you can easily see your picture of these 7 birds sitting outside your door. A bigger bird came and scared 3 birds away. We are not getting more birds. 3 flew away. And now you can see how many are left. So now when we try to do our number bond, we have to think, this is the circle that always has the whole group in it. So this whole group was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 birds. 7 goes in the top, that's our whole group. But we broke the birds up into 2 parts. This part that flew away was 1, 2, 3. I hope you remembered to cross out instead of erasing so you can check your work and see it to fill in your number bond. And how many were in this group? There was 4 left. So when we look at this number bond, we see that 3 and 4, when we put them all together, it makes 7. That's what our picture shows too. I have to erase, but you're probably doing this in a notebook, so just find a new spot where you can make a nice, neat, precise math drawing for the story about 4 dogs running in the park. 4 dogs. 4 dogs were running in the park. 1 more dog ran up to play. 1 more dog ran up to play. That's the next part of the story, so make sure it's a different circle so you can check your work. 4 dogs were playing in the park. 1 more dog came up to play. If you've checked that, let's start trying to fill in your number bond. Is it a getting more problem or a losing some? It's a getting more. That 1 extra dog ran up. So think about this top circle shows how many are in the group all together. I counted 5. And what 2 groups did we break the 5 into? I like to draw a line or even some boxes. I see 1 in that group, and I see 1, 2, 3, 4 in this group. And that shows, say it with me, 4 and 1 makes 5. Okay, next story. 8 butterflies flew by my house. 8 butterflies. We're checking our work to see, is it nice and neat, and do we have the right amount? There were 8 butterflies. 2 more butterflies flew up to join them. Time for the number bond. If you need to check your work again, the story was there was 8 butterflies and 2 more butterflies flew up to join them. And here's how I filled in my number bond. Is this what you had? How did you know that a 10 went here? I knew that it was 10 because when I count the whole picture all together, there's 10 circles. And I have 8 circles that are open. That shows the first part of my story. And then there's these 2 butterflies that joined in the second part of the story. So I'm showing that 8 and 2 makes 10. Was this a getting more problem or a losing some? We got more. Right, it was addition. If we were writing out an equation, we would use the plus sign. All right, find a new space. We'll do 2 more problems together. There was 6 bears in the cave. How many bears were there? 6. Make sure to check your work. There were 6 bears in the cave. 3 bears left to go find food. 3 bears left to go find food. So check your work. There were 6 bears in the cave. 3 left to go find food. So are we getting more or losing some? We're losing some, and should you erase or cross out? Cross them out. And then start on your number bond. Think about how many we have all together in the group. That number goes at the top. And then how did we break that group apart? So I put 6 at the top because there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 circles all together. 1, 2, 3 of them are crossed out. 3 of them are not crossed out, and that's why I drew that line here to show these are not crossed and these are crossed. 3 and 3 makes 6. Okay, let's do one more. This will be a challenge. There was 10 ladybugs. 10 ladybugs were on the sidewalk. Check your work. 10 ladybugs were on the sidewalk. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They all stayed together. Nobody flew away, and no new ladybugs came to join them. How many ladybugs do we have now? Now make a number bond about it. So start with the top circle. How many are in the whole group? How did we break the group into 2 parts? The story was there was 10 ladybugs. No new ladybugs came. No ladybugs flew away. It's tricky, isn't it? So we didn't really have to break this into any groups. We had 10 all together. I see 10, all of one kind of circle. We didn't cross any out or add any more. So what would we put over there? 10 and what makes 10? What number means nothing? That's what we need here. It's the 0. Say it with me. 10 and 0 makes 10. Now this could be something fun to do with either a stuffy or a brother or sister. If you have them at home, you could tell each other some math stories and do it all by yourself. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.